Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Listen to this judgment, which I'll play in a minute. It's very, very interesting, very telling, where the Supreme Court relies on the Equality Act. The Equality Act is a dangerous bit of legislation. You could sue pretty much anybody if you're an employee, if you're a tenant in a landlord housing, if you feel in fear or anything, you could sue pretty much anybody under the Equality Act. It is so broad, it's unbelievable. Trust me, I've done it. And essentially what the court is saying here, right? Okay, we've been asked the question: can you define what a woman or a man is? Well, in effect, they asked for a woman, and basically it's obvious, isn't it? A woman is a woman with a vagina, and a man is a man with a penis. But what they're on about here, if you follow on to the latter end of this brief transcript or reading, he says basically anybody can describe themselves as transgender. In fact, anybody can describe themselves of anything they want to be at that given time. I know lots of gays, I know lots of lesbians, I know lots of bisexuals, I know lots of people who are gender fluid. Gender fluid baffles me to fuck, even though I know people on this platform who I talk to who call themselves gender fluid, where in the morning they can feel like a man, albeit they're female, never done the sexual opera or anything like that, and then in the afternoon they could feel like a female again. How does someone like me, who don't know how to communicate with someone that suddenly feels like a man to a female, I treat everybody the same. This is so skewed. This judgment has answered absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just creates more chaos. And it's not fair on the legal society for us to have, no, not us, I'm not a lawyer, but for people to have to interpret this, lawyers, barristers, QCs, or KCs now, to interpret this and say, well, we're going to rely on this. It says nothing that we don't know already.
The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex. But we counsel against reading this judgment as a triumph of one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not. As I shall explain later in this hand-down speech, the Equality Act 2010 gives transgender people protection not only against discrimination through the protected characteristic of gender reassignment, but also against direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, and harassment in substance in their acquired gender. This is the application of the principle of discrimination by association. Those statutory protections are available to transgender people whether or not they possess a gender recognition certificate.